Hey everyone, welcome to the Cali Culture Podcast, episode 22, featuring recurring and returning guest Jason Wilson, who is the founder and CEO of the Circle of Friends organization and Spirit Link. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you want to listen to this podcast episode in its entirety because we have several great, interesting topics to discuss today, including the airport controversy that's currently going on in Medellín, Colombia. We'll discuss money and relationships, the culture in Santa Marta. We're also going to talk about a very interesting and recent business relationship between Spirit Link and BondMap, and many, many other topics. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, episode 22, listen, learn, and enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cali Culture Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Preston. This is the only podcast on air that shows and showcases the wonderful culture of Cali, Colombia. We're pleased to have you today join episode 22. And we have a great show for you today. Now, we have a recurring guest. He is attached to the Cali Culture Podcast. In fact, he is the podcast producer manager. And he's also has great perspective on a variety of topics. It's always great to have him on the show and to enlighten us, to inform us, and obviously to talk about current events that are happening both in Colombia and around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Mr. Jason Wilson. Jason, welcome to the show.
All right. Welcome, brother. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing just fine. It's always good to have you as a recurring and returning guest. You're obviously the podcast manager of this great podcast, and you do an excellent job. But even more behind the scenes, I like the fact that you can join me on these podcasts and we can have some enlightening, intelligent, and informative discussions. And I know you have a lot to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. I think both of us do, though.
Absolutely. So, Jason, let's just get right into it. First of all, there's a lot going on in Medellín, Colombia. That's our first topic for today. Jason, anyone that is following YouTube, Instagram, even the national news is hearing about these incidents. Not only the incidents, the either the deaths that are going on in Medellin with foreigners and tourists that are going there and getting drugged, in some cases getting eliminated, unfortunately, getting unalive.
Right.
But not just that. Now Medellin is taking a harder stance on tourists, specific tourists at that. And you can really bucket it or categorize it into either the passport bro tourism or the sex tourism. So what we're seeing and what we're hearing in the news and social media is a lot of passport bros are being stopped by migration and immigration and customs in the airport, in the Medellin airport, and they're searching their belongings. They're finding certain items that the customs and migration departments believe could lead to either sex tourism or worse, pedo type of activity. And so they are apprehending these particular passport bros. They're holding them for a little while and they're sending them right back to America or to Canada or wherever their home country is. My question to you, Jason, is, are we seeing the end of this passport bro sex tourism era in Colombia, specifically in Medellin, but in Colombia in general?
You know what, man? I think, it's going to take some time to totally, erase this problem. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is nothing new. As a matter of fact, man, this actually started like in the mid 2000s. Mm-hmm. So, it's nothing new. I mean, people look at these cases that are happening right now, and they think it's just isolated to 2025, 2026. But I got some interesting statistics for y'all.
Okay.
And so in 2023, to be exact, there were 37 deaths of tourists in Medellin. And the following year, 2024, there were 29 deaths.
Wow.
And when you look at this year, which, not all the statistics are in yet as far as the deaths that have occurred, they just really have one recorded death this year. We all know that there's more than that. I mean, there's been several deaths in Medellin in relation to, scopolamine and, robberies as well. But when it comes to the robberies, only 11 robberies have been recorded this year. And we all know that there's more than that as well.
Right.
And so, I follow my friend who I had on my show, Robert Eaton. He has an Instagram page where, he talks about this information on a day-to-day basis. These gentlemen that are getting stopped at the Medellín Airport, because of that, I mean, it doesn't matter who you are as a tourist or where you're from. Your belongings can be searched now.
Right. Absolutely.
And so, they can go through your phone, through your computer. And if you have any information that could be suspect to you, maybe taking advantage of these ladies here with some kind of sex tourism or trafficking or anything of that nature, any type of nude photos on your phone or your computer, you can be apprehended. You can be deported. And, these gentlemen have been sent back to their country and have the nerve, some of them, not all of them, they get another flight and fly, come back to Colombia, man. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So, when I say that it's going to take some time for this to come to a halt, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you believe that it is going to come to a halt specifically in Medellin, Colombia?
I think so. I think so, man. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna take some time, but I think that, now that the Medellin authorities are up to what these tourists are doing, and they have a list now of these perpetrators who could be committing crimes. I think that the problem is going to come to a halt a lot sooner than later.
Let me ask you this, Jason, because I'm trying to step into the mind of these gentlemen that continually to take these trips that have these negative ulterior motives. Why do you think a man would take the risk to go to a country where he knows that there are issues with women being in criminal activities and being associated with criminal organizations? And the risk being he could be drugged, he could be robbed of all his belongings. They could tap into his bank account and his crypto accounts and extract money. And worse, he could even lose his life. But not only that, though, Jason, if none of that happens, and then customs and migrations essentially tells them, hey, you got to leave. You can't come back to Colombia. And they put his face out there. I think sometimes they blur their face out, but you can kind of see who it is. If you know the person, you can probably see who they are based on their build type, their clothes and stuff like that. But think about that. That's a wall of shame to come back to the U.S. knowing that you've been either deported or you've been turned away for a specific reason associated with, like you said, trafficking or some type of exploitation activity. With all of that known, we've seen all of these cases of guys getting drugged, again, guys are being turned back, and guys are still going to Medellin, Colombia. Why would they do that? What is that reason? In your opinion?
Again, we've had this discussion now about several problems that are occurring worldwide
Hmm.
So, we've had that discussion about mental health. And so that's a mental health crisis that's global. And
Hmm.
there's also a loneliness epidemic that's global. And I think that, both of these worldwide problems are demonically influenced.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think you can look at this problem from a mental or a physical perspective. You got to
Hmm.
look at it from a spiritual perspective. It's a spiritual problem.
Right. You're right.
And, just like, yeah, and just like any repeat offender, it could be a rapist. It
Hmm.
could be somebody that is addicted to child pornography
Hmm.
or trafficking or anything of that nature. I mean, that's all demonically influenced.
Yeah, for sure.
And that kind of behavior, it gets to a point where they don't care if the authorities are looking for them. They're going to continue that behavior until they get caught.
Wow.
And I think that they get so desperate that they want to be caught at a certain point that they get sloppy about their
Hmm.
behavior, and just make themselves get caught.
Hmm.
But I think that's what we're taking a look at now when it comes to these statistics and all of these stories that we're hearing about. These men are so desperate that they would literally risk their lives
Hmm.
to find a woman here in Colombia, no matter where it is. It could be Bogota, it can be Medellin, Cali, even.
Hmm.
It can be here on the coast. I mean, it can be in Cartagena or Santa Marta or Barranquilla. It doesn't make any difference. They're going to take that risk, knowing that they can be caught or maybe they can lose their life. They don't care. Why? Because it's demonically influenced.
You're right. It is demonically influenced, and it's from an evil place. It's kind of like the
Yeah.
bank robber. You
Yeah.
rob one bank, you get the criminals will rob banks. They rob one small bank, and then they just continue to keep building on that evil activity. And I do think you're hitting on something that's true. I think these guys are they get so arrogant with their evilness, and that's why
Yeah.
it is demonic. It's of another. It's not earthly, that they get so arrogant with their evil that, like you said, they're not worried about getting caught or not. Luckily,
No.
or thank God, now the Medellin authorities are really cracking down. Shout out to the mayor in Medellin,
Yes.
that he is really taking a hard stance on this. And sometimes you have to do that. It is important. It's necessary. I know a few years ago, Jason, in the Dominican Republic, most travelers that travel in the Caribbean and Latin America, South America, that Sosua, Dominican Republic, has a major issue associated with prostitution, and the
Mm.
authorities cracked down on that. They really did. They drove a lot of that stuff out. Not to say it doesn't exist now, but it's definitely not at the capacity that it was. So sometimes
Uh,
it just takes the right leader. From a earthly standpoint, it takes the right leader to be able to say, no, we're not going to just allow this to happen open and broad daylight. We're going to start cracking down on it. And again,
yeah.
kudos to the the Medellin mayor, for his stance on that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I think that's great what he's doing. And prior to that decision to crack down, prostitution was legal. I mean, they
Yeah,
knew the problem existed. They didn't do anything about it,
yeah.
and they allowed these young women
Hmm.
to be involved in it. And so, yeah, kudos to the mayor for cracking down on that and preventing these women and these girls, man, to get involved with prostitution and being trafficked. And like I said before, it's not isolated to Medellin. It's all over the country. And so maybe this is the catalyst that needs to happen
Hmm.
to bring a stop to this in the other cities as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, for the good travelers out there, the guys with good intentions are, full of integrity and have a moral compass. The last thing you want is to want to go to Medellin and to have to be searched because there is negativity from other travelers. That
Yeah.
is that is a little bit of a violation of your privacy, but you can understand being a responsible man of integrity, man of
Hmm.
God, Christian. You can understand why it happens. It is a
Sure.
necessary thing to do, even though it is a little bit of a it does violate your privacy a little bit. It is something necessary that needs to be done.
Yeah, and this can go for
Hmm.
married men
Hmm.
or men that are in a serious relationship. You may have some personal pictures of your girlfriend or your wife on your phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? But listen, make sure, gentlemen, if you're watching this broadcast, get that information off your phone or your computer entering Colombia because, listen, you may be a victim of what these passport brothers have caused here in Colombia. You don't want to be a victim, and you certainly don't want to go to jail because of something
Absolutely.
that you're actually innocent of.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
And speaking of innocent, that brings me to my next topic, Jason, and that is there are some really good men from America,
Yeah,
Canada, Europe, etc., that want to go to Colombia. Maybe they burn out with the dating scene and the toxic dating culture in America. Maybe they're retired. Maybe they just want a fresh start. They want to get out of what I call the matrix in corporate America and
right.
start fresh and go to a
Mhm.
country where there's rich culture, there's great food, there's great dancing, great family and community, and obviously, let's just be honest here, beautiful women.
Exactly.
Colombia. I think it's what's understood is doesn't need to be discussed. But I will say this, and I know you're going to agree with me, Jason.
Sure.
Colombia has some of the most beautiful women in the world. In the
That's
world.
right. Yeah.
And so I can understand why a good guy that has done everything right in life will want to go to Colombia and find a beautiful, um, hardworking woman, Colombiana, and build a life. Now,
Yeah.
to that person, to that guy in that category, Jason,
Hmm.
how does that guy go about finding a good woman? What are your three tips? I'm gonna rephrase that question. What are your three
Hmm.
tips for that good guy that's got a moral compass with the right intentions to find a soulmate in Colombia?
Okay, so that's a good question, and thank you so much for asking that, man. Because that's part of my business now,
Right.
and it actually it's been part of my business for a long time, dating all
Mm-hmm.
the way back to 2009.
Mm.
And so I've always been concerned of the gentleman who you just described that's
Mm-hmm.
interested in a long term relationship, serious relationship slash marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The number one piece of advice that I would give is to seek out a host, somebody
Mm-hmm.
that's been here in the country, who knows the culture, the language as well. I've been here 24 years. I'm bilingual. I know the country. I hadn't been everywhere in Colombia, but I've been to all the major cities.
Mm-hmm.
I have that to bring to the table. And also, I'm a Christian. I'm not going to, hook you up with a lady that does not have a moral compass, that doesn't have values. That's not my thing. I'm going to help you connect with a lady who's serious about life, who
Mm-hmm.
has goals, who wants to help that man build something.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with seeking out a gentleman that's serious about life as well, that wants to build a family, that has good moral values, spiritual values. That man has a relationship with God. I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not all on the woman or all on the gentleman. It goes both ways. Both of you need to have, the belief in God in common
Mm-hmm.
if you want that relationship to be successful. And so, I want your relationship to be successful. Other dating companies out there, matchmakers, dating apps, they're not concerned whether or not you have a successful relationship. They
Right.
don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's what Spirit Link is all about. That's what I'm about. So, any gentleman that's serious, about having a long-term relationship or a marriage, come seek me out, and I will definitely help you.
Absolutely. And just real quick, we're going to talk about your Spirit Link dating platform a little bit more in the episode. But real quick, just tell any of those men that are listening that you've already piqued their curiosity and their ears are wide open. Tell them just give them a brief synopsis of Spirit Link.
Well, the original idea, going all the way back to 2015, when I had my speed dating company here in Colombia, and that was mainly in Bogota, and we did some events in Medellín as well from 2010 to 2015. I sold that company to do something more international, which is the original idea of what Spirit Link was to be. It was going to be another dating platform for Christian or faith-led athletes, entrepreneurs, entertainers, leaders, and executives from all over the world. And so the idea was to have hosted online and in-person events in the United States, in Europe, here in South America, basically all over the world. And, the focus of it was just going to be dating. But over the past, I would say 30 days, 45 days, God changed my vision of Spirit Link, and now it's going to be focused on all areas of your life. We don't want you to just have success in your love life. We want you to have success in your business life, and all other relationships that you have as well, in your family, in your friendships. We want you to have success there as well. And also, anybody that's building something business wise, it's really, really advisable that you have a mentor.
Yes.
And, having a mentor that has already done the thing that you're trying to do when it comes to your business or whatever personal project that you have, that's really, really important. Somebody that's already taken the necessary steps to be successful in whatever area that is, to have that mentor, not just to give you advice about business, but also spiritual advice too, is really, really important. Because, the higher the level, the more aggressive that devil is too in that particular area. Yeah. And so, we have a faith-led community that helps you in all areas. And so we've partnered up with Talia Ashley. She's the owner and founder of Bonde Map. I'm going to talk more about that later in the program, but what she's built is absolutely phenomenal. And she has her own platform where we're going to actually have the capability to have a dating profile with a video introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what app you're on or a platform for dating. There's no platform app that you can find with a dating profile and a video introduction. Can't find it. So amazing. I'm really, really proud of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about that. But you're absolutely right. I know of no dating platform that has that video intros. So
no,
amazing. Now, you've been in Colombia. You've lived in Colombia for 24 years, and so you have a lot of empirical, applied knowledge when it comes to dating in Colombia.
Yes,
money is a big deal in America regarding relationships and marriage. In fact, I've heard many women say that if he's not making a certain amount of money, they won't date him. In fact, I've heard many divorce cases in America, many, and the root cause was money, Jason. My question to you is, so we know that America is a money-driven society. We know that the number one cause of divorce in America is over finances or money. If a guy loses his job, he could have been the best thing since sliced bread, when he had a nice job. But if he loses his job or get laid off or get hurt and can't work, that could cause a big rift in the relationship or the marriage. My question to you is, for the guys, again, that want to go to Colombia and establish a relationship, Is money an integral factor in the success of a relationship in Colombia?
Well, we know that money is important. You have to have it to live,
Yeah.
right? You got to have it to take care of your family.
Yes.
You got to have it to send your children to school. If it's your goal to have children in that marriage, you need to be in a position to afford their education and everything else. So yes, money is important, but it's not the most important thing in this culture. And the thing about Colombian culture is very family oriented. As a matter of fact, I asked my current wife, okay, do you want to live here in Colombia, or would you like to relocate to the States and live there? And she said, no, Jason, I'm really not interested in going to the States. All my family's here. I don't want to leave my family.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I mean, the family is really, really close knit here in Colombia, and in a lot of instances, unless there's a case where there's some kind of abuse that happened between that lady's parents, which exists here too. I mean, Colombian people are not exempt from that problem of trauma. When it comes to childhood trauma, a lot of that exists here too. So people are not exempt from that. But when it comes to marriage itself, having that leeway to be married a couple of years, and then if it doesn't work out, okay, I'll get a divorce. That mentality doesn't exist here. I mean, when these ladies get married, they're looking at that marriage forever.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, if you are Catholic, you have to get a written permission from the Pope to get a divorce.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. So that's how serious it is here, man. I mean, you don't just get a divorce because things aren't working out. So the mentality here, when it comes to long-term relationships or marriage, it's a lot more serious here in this country. So even with relationships that maybe it's a marriage, and the woman finds out that her husband is cheated. There's a lot of that, and the lady doesn't just at a drop of a hat say well, that's it, I'm walking away. They stay in it.
Yeah.
They want that relationship to work, and they'll stick with it. And back in the day, I can look at my grandparents in Pensacola. Yeah, my grandfather made mistakes. I mean, everybody knows it. My grandmother knew it. And, she didn't walk away. She stayed in that relationship.
Yeah.
But they worked it out, man. But that mentality now, especially in the States, does not exist.
It doesn't.
I mean, at the drop of a hat, either the lady or the man in that relationship, okay, something that they don't like happens, they walk away, man. But here in Colombia, no, that mentality does not exist.
And I think that's what the gentlemen need to listen to and need to adhere to and understand. The mentality is different. There's a lot of controversy online where you'll have a podcast that they'll be trying to compare American women to Colombian women. And I think that's the wrong comparison. I think they need to be comparing culture to culture. Then you can get really into understanding all of the nuances in the culture. We have a different culture in America. We are based on the here and the now. That is the dating and the marriage culture in America. What do you have right now? It sort of used to be like, for example, I don't know if you've read Barack and Michelle Obama's their path to marriage, their interesting dating story. That he had no money. She was already established. He had no money, but she saw something in him. That was back in the day. This is the culture in America is not like that now.
No.
Nowadays, more of the women nowadays in America are saying that we want him to already be established. Again, this is not all. We always look at the majority, ladies and gentlemen. We're not
Mm.
talking about all women in America, but I've seen more 9 times out of 10 they really want that guy to be established. Whereas the culture in Colombia, and granted, let me just throw this caveat out here: I haven't had a
Mm.
lot of overwhelming dating experience in Colombia, but I've had enough to be able to make this statement, and that is most of the women, the hardworking, university degree women that've gone to school, and even the ones that haven't, just are hardworking. Their focus on money is to your ability to be a man, your basic traits of being a man. And
Right.
Jason, you already listed those traits. To be able to provide, okay, so you
Hmm.
got to have a place to stay. You got to be able to make enough money to be able to eat. You got to be able to pay the
Yeah.
bills, electricity, internet, gas, water, etc. But as far as having enough money to go buy Birkin bags and to be able to take trips to Rome and Santorini, Greece, to be able to put it on the internet, most Colombian women are not. That is not their number one priority. So again,
No.
it's a cultural thing. Their culture is more family. Do you have enough money to be a man, to provide,
Exactly.
to protect,
Yeah.
to ensure security and safety, not be a sponsor for a lifestyle?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, man. And I was listening to a dating coach talk about this yesterday, man. She was like, the majority of these women out here that have that entitlement mentality, that they can be in that relationship for a couple of weeks, and they have sexual relationship with that man. Automatically they think they're entitled to a certain lifestyle that
Right.
they want.
Yeah.
Like you said, the bag, the trips,
Mm-hmm.
the car,
Mm-hmm.
probably even a house. At that point, they
Yes.
feel like they're entitled to that because they have opened themselves up to having a sexual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dating coach was like, okay, if that man is already established, what gives you the thought that that man wants to be with you in a long-term relationship, or even get married to you?
Right.
He doesn't want to do that. He's
Mm-hmm.
looking at it as a good time. I can be with you maybe for a month, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit longer than that, and date somebody else,
Right.
because there's no need really for me to be in an obligated long-term relationship, because
Mm-hmm.
I know good and well you don't love me, first of
Mm-hmm.
all. Second of all, you're not trying to be in a serious relationship with me. It's going to be a different guy
Mm-hmm.
after me. And as a matter of fact, your body count is so high, and I know that if you jump into bed with me,
Right.
how many other guys have you done this with?
A long laundry list of other guys,
That's
and
right.
you know that guys, most guys are not born yesterday. They have the ability to be able to just put two and two together. That if it was that
Yeah.
easy with me, then obviously you have a track record of doing this. And so most successful, I think I hear the word high value man, are
Mm.
not going to marry that woman. Now they might have fun, it might be a fling,
Yeah.
but as far as marriage, taking her home to see mom, it's not going to happen 9 times out of
No, absolutely not. Take it home to your mother. Are you kidding me? No,
10. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not going to happen.
exactly. Yeah,
No.
no, it's so true. I'll tell you this, and then we have to move on. And by the way, Jason, we're going to have to dedicate a show to just this specific topic because we could literally this topic needs to be discussed from an intelligent standpoint and from a place of love, but at the same
Yes.
time, transparency and
Mm.
realness. So we're going to dedicate a show to this. Um, but I was going to say, I just even remember being a college athlete myself, just a lowly little college athlete,
Uh-huh.
and so I had a little bit of that. That you get off the bus or the van, and these women will be there. And a lot of times from a different university. We'd be playing at a
Mm.
different university, and they'd be there. Now that's just a little small taste of like what LeBron James of the world have to experience, and Steph
Right.
Curry, and Kawhi Leonard's, and etc. So again,
Mm.
that guy having money, having options. They're not even concerned with his personality, his traits, how he is with his mom,
No.
how he is as a person. I mean, we know that from look at Chris Brown. Chris Brown charges women for a photo, $1,000 for a photo with his past. So if
Right.
it was about how he is as a person, they wouldn't have anything to do with Chris Brown.
No. No.
It's the money.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing about that brother though, I mean, he doesn't care if that lady is at the concert with their boyfriend, husband, it don't make no difference. And okay, you have to put the responsibility back on that lady and the
Yeah.
guy that she's with as well, man.
Yes.
He knows good and well that you don't take your lady to a Chris Brown concert, man.
Well, and then even to that, and then we're going to move on after this because again, this is going to be a whole show. But
Yeah.
even at that, you have to know who you're dating.
Yeah.
Me personally, and I take some controversy over this statement. There's no way I would be dating somebody like that with that type of behavior that would get on the stage in front of thousands of people and basically degrade yourself. I don't care who
Yeah.
it is, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to know who you're dating, and then you got to have enough respect that okay, well maybe she pulled one over my eyes, she pulled the wool over my eyes. Immediately when I saw that,
Hmm.
done. Immediately,
Yeah. No doubt.
immediately.
And, okay, I'll say this too about a Chris Brown concert. Okay, don't sit next to the stage or anywhere near the stage. As a matter of fact, in the nosebleed seats, you go to a Chris Brown concert.
But
You know
Jason,
he's not going to.
Jason, again though, that has to be on your woman.
Yeah,
If she has any integrity, if she has any self esteem, ladies don't do that.
exactly.
Ladies don't do that. And so
Yeah,
I have to say that that guy unfortunately he got a hard lesson in life. Be careful who you date. Make sure that you know that person inside and out because
right.
uh, most of the women that I've dated, they wouldn't even, and probably a lot of them love Chris Brown, but they wouldn't think about doing something like that. So
No,
it's the person you with too. It's the person you, because if she would do that in front of thousands of people, what if it was just Chris Brown and her together in one room? The
uh-huh.
imagination could go wild in that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No.
we're gonna table this one for another time. I definitely
Yeah,
want to move on to the next topic, and that is, you know, typically this platform is always showcases the wonderful culture in Cali, which it is a beautiful, wonderful culture. But I know you live in Santa Marta, which is another beautiful city in Colombia. And I just want you to
yeah.
spend a couple of minutes to just describe the culture there, describe the people, just describe the city of Santa Marta in general.
You know what, man? To put this shortly, I talked to a good friend of yours about Santa Marta and the difference between Santa Marta and Cali. Santa Marta is kind of like Cali
Mm.
with a beach.
Mm.
If you can imagine that. So, the people are really warm people, just like in Cali.
Hmm.
Very, very friendly people. But also, it's a party town. It's a
Hmm.
party beach town. And so, I think maybe before the last couple of years, people just played their music and partied like they wanted to inside of their house with,
Hmm.
with speakers sitting on the curb in front of their house. So, the whole neighborhood can hear their music.
Hmm.
And so, as of late, though, there's been a noise ordinance here in Santa Monica.
Mm.
And so what happens is you can have your birthday party, you can have your quinceañera, you can have, your parties where you watch your soccer games and whatnot with the music blasting. It doesn't make any difference. But after 11 o'clock, Jack, you got to
Hmm.
turn that music off.
Mm.
And so, that's what's happening here in Santa Marta now. And even with the noise ordinance, though, you have people from other countries that come here and visit, or maybe stay for, let's say, like a year or something like that. and they'll
Hmm.
still get annoyed with their next door neighbor and the volume of the music and whatnot. But I mean, listen, if you come to Santa Marta and you don't like that kind of noise, or you don't like party people, you ain't got to stay here. You can come here and stay here for a couple of weeks or something. You don't like the culture? Okay, go to another city.
Right.
But I love the culture here, man.
Excellent.
I came here for the first time. Yeah, I came here for the first time back in 2008, and I knew that I want to obviously go back to Santa Marta,
Hmm.
but I wanted to live here as well.
Mm.
I love the weather. I love the people, the way that I was treated here,
Hmm.
and of course, the food too, man. That they got great restaurants here. Everything is fresh, man. The seafood,
Mm.
uh, the fruits and vegetables, and everything. And
Hmm.
people are outdoorsy here. They love obviously going to the beach, but they take good care of themselves. I go to
Hmm.
Smart Fit Gym, and man, we know what it is at Smart Fit.
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
everybody takes good care of themselves, man.
Hmm.
So it's a healthy lifestyle here, just like you find in Bogota or any
Hmm.
other major city here in Colombia. But I love the culture. People are very nice, and it depends on where you are as far as the region here in Colombia. You may have a relationship with your next door neighbor, your neighbors in general, or you may
Hmm.
not. You can be in Bogota and live there for 5 years and never say anything to your neighbors, or have them say anything to you either. you know. But here on the coast, man, and in Cali, your neighbors. You have a relationship with them. I mean, every morning I'm on my way to the gym early, and my next door neighbor will be outside. He'd be like, "Buenos dias, vecino." We'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation, man, and it's great. I mean, people are nice.
I can't wait to come out there and spend some time in Santa Marta. Everything you're saying is what everyone else that's been there has told me. You're just kind of confirming what they already say, that it is it's like Cali, but like you said,
Yeah.
there's a beach and it's beautiful because there's a beach there, and there's a lot
Mm.
of beautiful people there that just love to live life and be happy. So I definitely want. It's definitely on my list. I went to. Belenkia last year, and I didn't make it. Belenkia and San Andres, but I
Okay.
definitely want to go there next because I've heard nothing but good things about Santa Marta. So definitely gonna add
Oh
that
yeah,
to the list. Now
it's great.
we have several things that are going on in the month of August. August is going to be a great month for Cali, Colombia. Uh,
Mm.
for those that have not made their vacations and plans for the tail end of the summer, you should definitely listen very closely because we have several events that we want to tell you about next, including the Petronio Alvarez Afro Colombian Festival. It is a festival of culture, rich culture in Cali, Colombia, and a lot of people don't know, but there's a lot of Afro Colombians that live in Colombia. I'm sorry, live in Cali and the coast at Buenaventura. So this is a festival of culture. You're going to bring the Afro Colombian culture to about 5 days of music and dancing and good food and good culture and good clothing. It's just going to be a great time. But also, in addition to that, there is a executive wellness package that is being offered by a friend of mine. That she works. She's a healthcare health traveler consultant, and she works with the best hospitals in Cali, Colombia, and actually some of the best hospitals in Colombia in general. But this wellness package is going to include a lot. It's going to include your hotel. It's going to include your passes to the Petronio Alvarez Festival. You're going to have dinners. They're going to be included in this package. And obviously, one of the most important things is to get your healthcare screenings done. It is so important, especially as we get up in age, 35, 45, 55 and up, that you get your healthcare screens done annually. And that's all your healthcare screens from EKGs to MRIs to nutritional tests, to mental tests. All of these things that you need to be done to make sure that you're healthy. Test for diabetes, test for cancer. It's all included in this executive wellness package. This package is going to be it's going to run dates wise from August the 10th to August the 15th. So you're going to be able to get your healthcare screenings done and experience the Petronio Alvarez Festival with great seats to the festival, and you don't want to miss this. If you are interested, you should look at this slide that we have on screen very closely because the information you need to get more information, if you want to do a private consultation, it is free with Pilar Diaz, who is the health traveler consultant. She is the brains behind this package, and I would highly encourage anyone to participate, to get in contact with her. You can also get on my Instagram. This information is on my Instagram. You can also DM me if you want some more information. I can get you a hold of Pilar. But make sure that you take advantage of this opportunity to go to the Petronio Alvarez Festival and get your healthcare screenings done at a fraction of cost of what it would cost in the United States, in Canada, and Europe. Also, moving on, I am doing a book review. I'll say this real quickly. Rutina Cafe in Cali on Tuesday, August 11th at noon. I'm going to be doing a book review. Some of you know that I wrote a book back in 2008. It doesn't seem like that long, but it's been way back in 2008. I wrote a financial empowerment and literacy book um, that is based on my philosophy of EI, which stands for economic intelligence. So it's all based on money management, making the right decisions from a money standpoint, making wise investments, and securing a financial future. I have decided to republish this book in Colombia, in Spanish, by the way, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek of some of the additional chapters I'm adding to this book. So you don't want to miss this book review because it's the only time that I'm going to let the general public know about the republished book and what is going to be included in the republished version that is I'm planning to republish in Colombia in 2027. So come to this book, get you a coffee, and come to this book review, get you a coffee, and we'll be talking about the book as it stands now, the existing book, the original copy, and the new copy that is going to, or the new version, the republished version that's scheduled for 2027. Also, moving along, we have, most of you know that I'm a martial arts instructor and coach. We have a KZ or KZ, depends on where you are in the world as to how you're going to pronounce it. KZ Fighting Method, KFM. It is a martial art or fighting system that was originated in Spain. It's all based on being able to defend yourself against multi attackers. So, if 3 or 4 people attack you in an elevator, that you're able to defend yourself and do more harm to them than they could do to you. Or if you're in a bar in a small confined space, or if you're in the bathroom and some people try to jump you, it is based on being able to defend yourself and then to be able to counterattack as well. So this KFM seminar is a beginner seminar. It's going to be occurring Saturday, August the 15th, from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it's going to be at the Museo La Tortulia grounds. It's going to be right outside the Museo La Tortulia. So make sure you come there. And learn how to defend yourself against multi attackers. Nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, people don't fight fair. There's no mano a mano anymore. People want to jump you and really hurt you, and you need to be able to learn how to defend yourself. So KFM is a really good fighting system to allow you to be able to defend yourself. And I am going to teach you exactly KFM and the principles and the techniques on August the 15th. So mark those things down on your calendar, and I hope to see you at each and every one of them. A lot going on, Jason. A lot of good
Yeah.
activities. And next, I want to talk about a recent development in regards to Spirit Link. that
Oh, yes.
this has been absolutely amazing that you've been able to partner with a well, I'm not going to even say it. I'm just going to let you describe it.
All right, let's do it. So, Spirit Link has partnered up with Talia Ashley, and she's based in Atlanta, where I'm from. I love my city, y'all. And so she's there, and she has created a platform for relational intelligence. I mean, it's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen when it comes to something that can aid people on having successful relationships in all areas. And so part of the membership with Spirit Link now is going to be having access to her platform. And, you know, it's our platform now. So it's a beautiful thing, a beautiful relationship that we have. And so on the platform itself, there's going to be an actual activity stream, just like you see on Facebook or LinkedIn, where you have information that can help you on a day-to-day basis improve your relationships in all areas, which is phenomenal. And then when it comes to meeting new people and having a serious relationship slash marriage with somebody that you're interested in, there's also a feature where you can go to a person's profile that you're interested in and see how they rank in all areas of their life when it comes to their family, their friends, their mentors, their business. See how they rank in all of those areas and figure out, okay, I'm ranked here, she's ranked there. Based on that information, we'll make a good couple. So you'll be able to actually take a look at that information from everybody's profiles and figure out, is that even somebody that you're interested in from the outset? And not only that, you can take a look at their video introduction on their profile and, you know, get a lot of information from that as well. You know, those days of just looking at the profile and their picture, which may not even be them, y'all. I mean, you know, yeah, catfishing. And so, you know, even now, you know, these gentlemen from Medellin, and not from Medellin, but from other countries that come to Medellin and other cities here in Colombia. Yeah, she'll be beautiful in the picture. And then you find out when you meet them face to face, it's not even them. I mean, you're like, you know, why would she have the picture of herself when she know good and well I'm going to see her in person, but it's not her. So, ladies and gentlemen, you come to Spirit Link, you're not going to have that problem. It's a safe community. And we have a video interview before people even join the community. We meet them face to face on a Zoom meeting to find out, first of all, what are their core values? What are they looking for in a person? So that's basically to certify who that person is before they join our community. And yes, I want to be hands-on and know something about every person that joins our community as they come in. So it's a completely different scenario that we're creating for the dating industry now, which I'm really, really excited about and proud to partner up with Talia and Bonde Map. So that's that. Another interesting thing.
As well for um, just being able to to just make this happen with you, Jason. This is good. Relational intelligence. There's every other intelligence out there that people promote, including my economic intelligence, but we need relational intelligence as well. So shout out to you
Yes.
and to Leah for coming together and just developing something excellent.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, it's so important though, because you know, people at in these days and times, they don't even know who they are as a person.
Yeah.
So we're going to help you along with that. I think, you know, it's very, very important to know who you are as a person, what you're bringing as far as any unresolved hurt, trauma from the past. You know, you want to deal with those issues before you get into a serious relationship with somebody. Matter of fact, man, I had a 2-hour conversation with a lovely lady this week. And, you know, we met on Facebook. And had a great conversation. We were talking about her past relationships. And one of these gentlemen, you know, she still has a lot of trauma and unresolved hurt towards that needs to be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think a lot of us though have some kind of trauma though on some level, including myself, man. So you know, it could be something from childhood, as you know, as far back as that goes, or it could be something that could be recent that was traumatic, and your mind has actually blocked it out. So subconsciously, it's there. But consciously, you don't think about that thing because, you know, it's been blocked out of your mind so that you can go on and deal with life. So all of these things, man, need to be dealt with as you think about getting into a serious relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're exactly right about that. There's a lot of burdens that we hold as humans, and sometimes, well, don't know, sometimes too, we need to let those go because it's really
Yeah.
hard to live in the past and then secure a nice future. It's hard to do that. And it's
Yes.
also it is very disheartening when people that had past trauma, they bring that into the current relationship, and then the person they're with, their significant other, is wondering, what the heck did I do?
Right.
What is going on here that I'm getting so much because I want to go to the gym, or maybe I just want to take a walk, that is such an issue. Well, that maybe that
Mm.
person's been cheated on. Maybe that person has self-esteem issues, and that's coming up in the relationship. And that's the reason why, as you indicated, that's why you need a dating coach slash relationship coach, is someone looking on the outside can sort of sense and see those things by talking to that person. And what does a coach do? A coach helps someone through a difficult situation to be able to improve as a person. That is important.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And see, along with everything that we're doing right now with Circle of Friends Club and also with Spirit Link, as we're building these communities,
Mm-hmm.
God told me not even a month ago, man, you need a church.
Mm.
And so, you know, that was something completely unexpected as I was entering 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, along with our church, we have two online Bible studies now.
Mm-hmm.
One is Monday through Friday, every single morning, 8 o'clock Colombia, 9 o'clock Eastern, is for an hour. And it's the most wonderful way to start your day, first of all, with the Word
Yes.
of God.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm on a panel of people, man, beautiful people, man. I mean, it's been the most wonderful experience.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Clayton, Christine Bailey, and Todd
Mm-hmm.
Swish. We meet on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube every single day talking about the Word of God,
Mm-hmm.
talking about each other's personal experiences in life when it comes to our relationship with God, how we've evolved through some terrible situations
Mm-hmm.
that God has brought us all through. And, you know, I'm sure that a lot of people watching that Bible study can identify with a lot of those issues that we've been through.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the most wonderful thing, man, to be a part of that every day. And it's a blessing. It truly is. And so that's one Bible study. In the evening, we have Connection to the Promise Bible study. And so at that Bible study, I'm doing a really, really in-depth study on spiritual warfare, how to use our spiritual weapons in order to overcome these issues that we face on a day-to-day basis,
Mm.
problems in our relationships, problems with our finances, problems with our health, and every other area.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, we're going to use that. The last session will actually be December the 8th this year. And we're going to take all of these Bible studies and make it into a course that people can actually purchase and, you know, learn a lot of information as far as, you know, how to take the Bible, the Word of God, and
Mm-hmm.
apply it to your lives in order to be successful.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait till that comes out. You know, I missed the Bible studies. You know, I got busy on some other things this past week, but I definitely want to participate in those. And then the ones that I missed, I'll be able to purchase them. So excellent. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And apart from
Well,
that, man, one other new thing.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
It seems like every week there's something new, man. But coming this Thursday, y'all. Let me get back to my presentation over here. So we're introducing Spirit Link Travel, and one of my good friends, and he's also on our Bible study every morning, Todd Swish. He brought this to me as an opportunity, and so basically, what it is, it's a travel club, and you get, amazing discounts on your resort, your hotel, car rentals, event tickets to any kind of event. I mean, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So, sporting events. If you go to Orlando, you go to Disney World or Epcot or any other amusement park that's there. There's tickets available for anything that you want to see. And there's so much more that you can have an advantage of getting a discount on. So I had the platinum membership with Spirit Link Travel, and I can get up to 80% off on my trip anywhere in the world. And so every Thursday, we're going to give people the opportunity to join our club. We're going to do a live stream event every Thursday evening. And that's at 7 Colombia p.m. and also 8 p.m. Eastern. And so, ladies and gentlemen, why pay these exorbitant prices that you see on Expedia and all of these other sites when you can get it at a huge discount? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to do that anymore. And so, yeah, come check us out Thursday. I will be posting that information on our YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also Instagram, on our Spirit Link account, our Circle of Friends Club account. And, we welcome you. Tell your friends and come check us out Thursday. And you will not regret it. I mean, it'll be the smartest thing that you ever did. And so back to Jeremy.
Wow, that's amazing. I tell you, is 24 hours enough for you in the day? You're a busy guy.
No, man. Yeah. There's not enough hours, man. But the thing about it, though, I think when you're in purpose, you're doing the thing that God called you to do in this life.
Right.
You may not have the time, so you think, but you create the time. You make the time to do the thing that you love to do.
Right.
That's what it's all about. I mean, God wakes me up every single morning now, 4:00, 4:15. I'm like, okay, Lord, yeah, let's go. Let's get this day started. I mean, I'm hyped up. I'm ready to rock and roll every single day. I go to the gym, get my workout, come back home, and get my day started, man. So I have more time now. And somebody asked me that yesterday, Jason, how is it that you do all of these things every single day? Well, that's it. You get up early, you get your day started, and you may find that you go to bed late too. I mean, it doesn't make any difference. You get the thing done that you love to do.
Yes, and you have a passion for it. You have a passion for it, and you do a good job. And keep up the good work. Bible
Thanks a
studies,
lot.
soul sanctuary is so important into this world of confusion and chaos and social media. There's so much junk and things that really can rot your brain on social media, and this can uplift you and put you to a point where you're doing better in life and you're living out your purpose. So, kudos to you for
Mhm.
uh, you know, making all of these things available to people, to be able to improve themselves and then strengthen their walk with God. Good job.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Well, we've reached our time. As always, Jason, it is always an honor and great to have you on the show. You always have great enlightening perspectives on all of these good topics, and I can't wait for our dynamic duo show to have the next episode very
Oh,
soon.
yeah. Looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
absolutely. With that being said, I was going to give you a minute or so for any final words or any words of encouragement.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what difficulty you're facing right now. God loves you and he wants the best for you. And so when it comes to our Soul Sanctuary International Church, as I mentioned before, we have 2 Bible studies. You're welcome to join us at any time, any day, Monday through Friday. We're giving you the word of God from a different perspective, because I think what happens is that, we've had some bad experiences from church. We've gone to church. We're already suffering and we've been condemned going to church. It's all about, empowering people when you come to our services Monday through Friday. It's about giving you the necessary knowledge from the word of God in order to know how to deal with life. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing, we want to encourage you, ladies and gentlemen. We have like I said before, we have a loneliness epidemic and a mental health crisis now, and people are suffering. All over the world. So we want you to be encouraged on a day-to-day basis. We're not here to beat you up. Life is hard enough as it is. You know what I mean? Yes. And so, come check us out. You'll love it. I think you'll love what we have to say. And, have a wonderful weekend ahead. And come check us out Monday morning. It'll be the best thing that you ever did.
Thanks so much, Jason. And like I said, thanks for everything that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want, this is great input for you, great information, and I know it's inspirational. If you want to do a donation, any donation obviously helps to keep things going so we can continue to provide this great podcast of good content, positive, faith-based content that helps you to not only know and understand the nuances of travel, but also to be a better person. So if you want to donate, there is the information on the screen, as you can see there. Yes, you can donate via Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. Again, any amount helps to keep the lights on and is much appreciated. With that being said,
we got some comments, bro.
Oh, yes. Please, by all means. Let's go through our comments real quick. All right. So MD Rocky Hassan said, nice. All right. Appreciate that, MD, for joining and viewing. Yes. All right. David says, salute, chat. Salute, fellas. Salute to you, David. Hey, appreciate you supporting and watching the show today. God bless. Paul Clayton. Yes, sir. Hey, good day, brothers. Hey, it's good I met Paul on the Bible study, and very enlightening, brother. A lot to say, of good inspiration is provided from Paul, and all blessings to you, bro.
Absolutely.
So we're going to wrap up the show. Thanks all viewers for listening to the podcast and supporting the podcast. We have so much more good podcast episodes to come, and you don't want to miss it. So stay locked in, stay tuned. Follow me, obviously, on Instagram at Cali Colombian Culture. And with that being said, let's wrap up the show. As I always say, embrace the culture, respect the culture, love the culture. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you in the next episode. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Thank you for watching the Cali Culture Podcast with Jeremy Preston. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for our next episode.